Hello everyone. So in this video we'll see how we can use create HTML operation in Flow. So for that I will open my Flow and I'm going to create a new flow for this. So I'll click on new. We'll go to Cloud Flow. We'll go to Instant. I will give a name to my flow. I'll say day 8. And here I'm going to use create HTML table operation. I will select manual, trigger a flow. I will hit my create button. So for that, we'll need to understand our scenario. So we need some raw data. So we can get data from multiple data sources. As we are, building our foundation, so we'll use the raw data. So let me have some dummy data. So what I will need an array. And inside my array, I will need some dummy data. Let's say I have 3 data, like let me put a comma here. Let me put again this, and let me again do this. Okay. So what I mean to say, here we'll have some data. Let's say we have a field named as name. Here I can put any name. Okay, so let me put here name as Sagar, and let me say, or let me say another field as tutorial, and let me say the tutorial as Power Automate PA. I will keep it in short form, and similarly I will copy this and I will copy here, and let me give here another name. Let's say John. Here say John is teaching about Microsoft Word. So I will simply say here Word, and let us create one more record here. So I will say name as Joe, and here I will say Joe is going to teach Excel tutorial. So I will simply copy this array. See, this is an array, and inside our array we have these 3 JSON, right? 1, 2, 3. So assume you are getting this kind of raw data from some external source. So what I will do, I will use my compose action here. I will say compose. We are going to see all of these data source, like all these actions. Click on compose. I will paste. I will say this as compose something called raw data. Alright, so now our data is ready. Now let us say we want this data to be nicely arranged. So for that we'll again go to data operation. I'll click on my data operation and I will use create HTML table. Okay, and here I need to choose from where I need this data. So I need this data from my compose raw data compose output, right? So I'll simply click here, and if you expand this, so you have 2 options, automatic and custom. So now let us see what is coming in automatic. Okay, so let me hit the test button. So I will hit my test button, I will say manually, and I will test this. Let me hit done button. So our flow runs successfully. So you see, here is our output. You see, we provided a raw data to create HTML action, something like this. Okay, we provided a raw data like this, and what it does, it simply picks this name and tutorial, here, and added John, Joe, Sagar here, and in tutorial it have tell like which tutorial they are going to read or they are going to talk. Okay, so now let's do some modification. So I'll click on edit. So you see here currently we are simply getting all the data, and you see like every data here, it is simply from automatic all the data is coming. Now let's say if you want to refine data, let's say we have instead of 2 columns, if we have 3 columns here, let's say we have one more column here as like experience or something like this, and assume we are only interested in these 2 fields. So at that time we can select this custom and we can specify the header and here values. So for now what I will do is I'll be only interested in name, okay, or let me pick this like the tutorial one. So let's say instead of tutorial I want to keep this as subject, okay. And here how you can get value. Now to get the value you will need to write an expression, okay. So the expression is very simple. You simply go to expression, here simply type item, say item, and then you simply need to open your square brackets, and here you need to give the name of your field. Like let's say if you only want this tutorial field, so let me go to again expression. I will again go to item, I will write item, here I will put comma, and here I will do something like this. Alright, so I will save this. Okay, so let me do one thing, let me send an email. Let's see how this HTML table looks like when we'll send an email. Then we'll do some more modification here. So I will choose my Outlook action from here. I'll click on Office 365 Outlook. Here I will search for send an email v2. Here I will specify, so I will specify the sender name here, sorry, the receiver name here. Here I will specify the receiver name, and I will say your table is ready, and here let me say hi, please see your HTML table. And what I will do, I will simply use the output of this create HTML action. So for that what I will do, I will go here, I will press enter, and here inside my dynamic content I will use the output of my create HTML table, this one. So I will click here and I will simply save this, and let me test this. So you will see we'll get an email with this raw data which will get refined from this our create HTML, and then we'll get a nice table like field. So let me run this flow, then you will see. So my flow runs successfully. Now I'll go to Outlook. So here we get an email, hi, please see your HTML table, and you see this particular data. It doesn't look to be properly formatted, because even if you see output here, so let me come down here, you see like we are getting a HTML formatted table like this. So having this kind of UI in email, it doesn't make sense. So what we'll do, we'll add some more CSS to improve our border. So what I will do, I will click on this edit button. Okay, so guys, now I will use this particular CSS code. So what it will do, it will apply some formatting. So let me show you here. So here what I will do, I will add a compose action here. Let me say compose. I'll click on compose, and I will say this as HTML formatting CSS code. I will copy this particular code here. Alright. So now what I will do, I will again send the email. So what I will do, I will go here at the, and here now I will use output of this HTML CSS code. Okay, and just next to this one I will use my create HTML. So let me test this one. I will hit on save and test. I will click on run flow, and if you see, our flow runs successfully, and we'll also get an email for the same. Okay, so here you see now our output is better. If we would have multiple columns here, then it would have come, and if you will go to this piece of code, let me go to code snippet. Let me decrease this. Here you go. If you see here, we are using this style, and then we are using this table. Here we are saying our table has width of this 100%, and here we are specifying our border should be collapsed. Then we are defining our font family that we are going to use here. Then we are saying in our header and in our these TD, that is table data, we need a border of 1 pixel. You see we have a border of 1 pixel and solid, and the text alignment should be towards left side. You see this record is coming exactly at the left side. Then the header, it have the background color, so you can, if you'll change this value, so your background color will change, and also color as well. And here talking about these rows, here also the background color is there, so if you will change this piece of color, or either you will specify some different color, so you will get those colors for this font. And at the end, if you, here is the hover code, so you see like wherever you are going, that record is getting selected and the background is changing for that particular record. So let me reiterate what we have seen. We have simply used create HTML table action. So when you will use this Power Automate in actual business scenario, you will get data from either, it could be Excel or Dataverse table, or from SharePoint, could be any format. So usually you will get data like this only. You will get an array, and inside your array you will have data. Okay, now the raw data that you will get, you want to beautify that data, right? So for that you could use this create HTML table operation, and here you can specify whatever header you want to do. And let's say, even if you want to, let's say you have the first name and last name here, so you can even combine them. Then you can use some this HTML and CSS mixture, okay, so that you can beautify your emails. So thank you for watching this video.